As you can see, the part of upcycle does not only depend on building the application, but also making the application quite like smart nowadays with all of the pressure that there is around AI. So in Mendix specifically, we do help you in the whole part of building the application by using AI and also making your application smarter, which is what we're going to focus today. So with all of this, what is the direction of Mendix when it comes to AI? I already gave a small introduction, but also what I want to also like embrace here is that we are embracing Agentic. What this means, as I previously said, we are supporting on using AI to help you build applications and also most importantly, to make the application smarter. And this all goes into the whole part of productivity or maybe like the experience of customers that you want to give to the end users. Second, we are very like drive openness and extensibility. So we do have very much support on the different model APIs. And of course, openness is key nowadays when it comes to Gen AI. And lastly, we want to focus on business engineers. And this means that we want to focus on kind of like people that are much more understanding the whole launch of like Gen AI or like what is possible when it comes to the applications and not software engineers as it used to be. So just to give you a like small introduction on the differentiation between building with AI and having smart application, we divide this into two. One is agentic development and the other one is agentic applications. So for the first one is Mendix Assistant development, so Maya, or Mendix AI Assistant development to be more correct. And in this case, we do have some examples. First, we have the part that Maya helps you with the guidance. Then we have the whole part of assistant and the whole part of generation. In each of these ones, of course, they use like Gen AI in order to help you with all of this. However, since we know that you have a great partner here, today we're going to mostly focus about agentic application. And here is actually how you can make a specific AI augmented applications or leverage Gen AI or cognitive services to make these applications smarter. And afterwards, of course, how you can leverage machine learning, which is going to be mostly the presentation that is going to be held by Altair side. So with all of this, to give you a whole part of the Gen AI part, we already seen that Gen AI is changing how we build software and what software is. And of course, we know that agentic applications is about to improve the business, the business outcomes with higher efficiency and satisfaction. And what this means is that with all of this pressure on AI, we know that software is changing fundamentally from very deterministic and predefined orchestrations to more agentic and autonomous orchestration. And what this means is that what previously you used to have a single application with a logic, like in case the user asks for A, go to B, or in case the user goes ask for B, go to C. Now you have agents that are able to decide where the answer should be. And this is kind of great because it saves you a lot of time. It saves you like a lot of like thinking what should come next, and rather you create smart applications. And when we talk about the whole part of Mendix and the strategy, or in general, the vision of where we want to go, this is a great part, or like how you can look at the Mendix side. First, as I mentioned initially, we are a core, like our core is the low code. So we are a low code platform. Then we have the whole part of infrastructure, which means like how you can host the whole LLMs and so on. We have the building blocks, meaning like the very basics, how you can start with having this great smart application. Agent kit, because nowadays, if you want to have very smart applications, I will recommend you to have agents in it. The whole experience, so how you can personalize all of your agents or your application to the specific needs that you have. And lastly, the whole part of the end user, so like how you're going to give all of these solutions to the end users to make it look nice and also like very easy for them to kind of get all of what you're trying to show. Of course, just like as Mendix, we take very serious the whole part of governance. In AI, we do take it serious for the responsible AI. So how you are able to understand what your LLM is currently doing and how you can like trust actually your LLM. So that's the very important part nowadays as well. So with that, I'm going to just give you a brief introduction on the AI capabilities that can help you have these great, very smart applications. So I really like this graph, as you can see, and it's also easier for me to show you what is already available and what you can like do with what we have here. So we can start with starter applications. We do have a specific platforms or like specific applications that you can check already in our like marketplace. This is one of them, the GenAI Showcase application. And why this is a great place to start when you start like seeing what is possible with Mendix and generative AI, because it gives you more than 15 use cases on how you can leverage GenAI in your existing applications or new application. It is like a place where you can just go test it out, see what is possible. We have there, for instance, like multi-agent patterns. We have how you can build like your agents or like set all of the agents. We have, of course, the whole part of chatbot interface, which is very easy, or even like how you can have function callings or ground your LLM in data and so on. There are other, of course, like starter applications that can help you have these applications very quick as well. One will be the AI bot starter application. So, of course, when the whole trend of ChatGPT came, we also decided to be in that trend and have like a chatbot interface that is very easy to download. Just put a specific keys and you're able to go. We do have an agent builder starter application, and this is just an example how, for instance, you can leverage GenAI as well in your application. So it's very simple. In the second one, it's kind of like an agent that is specifically for IT support assistant. So whenever a user has a specific problem, then it's like it might just go into a chatbot, ask what is the what the problem is. The chatbot extracts specific knowledge from the knowledge base, provides the initial answer. In case this is not possible or like is not solving the issue of the user, it creates a support ticket. So this is very basic. Probably most companies have something like this already implemented like as for IT, but with agents, you automate all of this in order to make it quicker for the user to just create a ticket, save it, and then continue their work. There are other starter applications as well, like request for proposal or RFP assistant starter application. And in case you work or have ever worked with the legal side, this simplifies it quite a lot because they need to go through a lot of questions, is a lot of manual work, and this helps them to actually validate all of the information that they need. They even like have the sources. They can improve the answer, says, oh, could you please write this answer maybe more creative or shorter or maybe in another language? And of course, we do have a specific one that in case is a blank application that is able to also work with that. Now we go into the second part, which is the agents kit. And as I previously mentioned, in case you want to have a very smart application, I would recommend you to have agents in it, specifically because they are also what the future is bringing. So first of all, Mendix also has all of these parts of agents, meaning that you can have like agents in your applications that are able to have knowledge bases or are able to have call specific tools. And by tools, I also mean like MCP, for instance, or maybe a specific logic that you want to have in your application. You can test it directly and it's very easy to work with them. Then, of course, in case you wanted more visual, we do have the whole part of workflows. And in this case, you can see which part of the businesses are being processed specifically with agents. And lastly, next, we have the hosting and infrastructure. Sometimes we understand that it can be kind of a lot of work to go into a GenAI vendor. There is like a lot of information and might be very tedious to understand how all of this can be hosted. So now with Mendix, we provide a solution that is the Mendix Cloud GenAI Resource Packs. And this allows you to just leverage GenAI in seconds by just getting access, through the partner. And then you can have like text generations, embedding generations, and a knowledge base. What is very nice is that you don't need to focus on the whole part of security because this is hosted by us. So we are the ones who are like supporting in this regard, and you can have a very simple solution in seconds for applications. Second, of course, in case you do want to or are already working with specific companies like Microsoft and will prefer to just work with OpenAI or with Bedrock or anything else, we are compatible with most of these vendors, so it's possible to go through that. Next, we have responsible AI, which is our last topic of the whole capabilities. And for responsible AI, we understand that you want to trust what your agents are currently doing, and you want to understand what is actually happening. You don't want to just blindly just say, okay, agents are going to solve our problems, and like that's it. We understand that it's very important to know what is happening. So first we have observability. And what this means is that you will have, well, in this example, the user making a specific question, and you are able to like go into the answer of the agent, or like the specific agent that provided the answer. In this case, check the version, check what is happening. You see certain activities in the last days or weeks, and then you can click in every of these activities and see what was the system prompt used, the user prompt, and of course the response of the agent itself. This gives you, of course, more certainty if the agent was calling a specific function, if it was calling a specific knowledge base, and so on. Next, we have human in the loop. We do understand that in some specific cases, you might want to have a validation before everything, or before the agent goes into the next step. So what this means is that with human in the loop, again, we have here like a specific user describing they're having an issue in, I don't know, for instance, their laptop. The whole agent provides a response. The user still says, hey, please create a ticket. And the agent in this case is able to generate all of this information that before creating the ticket itself, it says, should we submit this ticket, yes or no? And the user needs to accept before continuing. And why is this such a great capability, human in the loop? It's because you want to actually have a stop before your agent continue working on whatever they are doing, and rather like have the user, like end user, say, yes, I want to accept for the agent to continue, or I want to reject in order to stop.